The much awaited Toxic trailer has dropped and it has changed the perception the film has been building through its teasers, which focus more on the erotic and sensual nature of the film, making you think that's what they meant by a fairy tale for grown-ups, the tagline for the film. But after watching the trailer, it's very clear that it is backed by a strong narrative. And in this video, I want to share 5 reasons why Toxic will prove our initial assessment wrong. Hello guys, I'm Nona and I was actually invited to the trailer launch event of Toxic in Bangalore. If you want to know more about that, I've talked about it on my other channel. You can check it out there. But in this video, I just want to give you a disclaimer that my opinions and thoughts are not influenced by the event, nor I have been paid to make this video. I'm making this video of my own will and to share my honest thoughts. I've also talked about the trailer in detail on my Reacts channel, but here I want to talk about what stood out to me. And point number 1 is the visual palette of the film. Even from the initial teasers, the look of the film was really good. The production value, the sets they had created, the lighting they had done, we were getting glimpses of it throughout. But the trailer just cements it. They have taken a very stylistic choice to represent that era. Note that the film is based around 50s and 60s in Goa, which then was under the rule of Portuguese, and that's the aesthetics you kind of get. It has a very European mafia influence, and that's pretty much what they're going for. Like, there are some stunning sequences throughout the trailer which I was in awe of. The Ferris wheel on fire, the circus shots, the snow sequences, the way they captured the night rain, the way they have shot them, you can see the scale, you can call it epic. There's this kinetic and dynamic effect to the visuals, and you can visually see where all the money is put. Be it the props, the costumes, the sets, you feel like you're exported to some other world. Yes, the visual effects appear to be inconsistent. Some shots you can easily call out their CG, but still it's not so drastic that you're taken out of the film. And the thing is, when you see such well captured film, it gives you confidence in the makers, especially Gitu Mohandas. I've seen her film Muthon, and there also, with the limited budget, she tries to give us an amazing look of the world she's creating, and this trailer just proves that again. Point number 2 are the female characters in the film, especially the 5 of them, which was very popularized and talked about. I mean, the initial teasers, it felt like, are they just gonna be props for the hero? Are they just there for the glamour aspect? Will they really have a grounded and important impact on the narrative? And in the trailer, again, we don't get to see a lot of it, but there are glimpses that tell you there's a lot to expect from them. You can see that Yash's character is surrounded by these women, and each one of them will have a big influence on his life. Nayanthara is supposed to be playing his sister, who puts him on this mission to rule the city. And even if you look at the shots we get for each actress, you see the dynamic nature in them. Take example, Tara Sutaria's character. If you take 3 shots of her when she's introduced, she's looking very glamorous, the cigarette shot, then we get a shot of her crying, and then a shot where she has lost it. And to go through the spectrum of these emotions, you need to write drama for the character. You need to give them an arc. Then only going through all of this would make sense. And considering we get that for each character, that tells you there's a lot the trailer is not giving us about them, and we can expect that from the film. That's the same case with Huma Qureshi's character, and especially Kiara Duvani. I think she's gonna steal the show. That's what the whole crew said at the event, from Yash to the producer to the director, that she has given a career best, and that makes me excited to look forward to it. Now, we don't get much of Rukmani Vasant, who's one of my favorite actresses working today, but I'm keeping my hopes up. Point number 3 is the emotional range we get to see in the trailer. Now, the trailer is very long. It could have been cut short, but the emotional core of the story very well comes through it. We start with the son pleading to the father, and at the end we get those dialogues back, as if we are building an arc through the trailer, and that gives you an idea of the core of this plot. If you go to the trailer, I think we see each principal cast member crying, be it the ladies, be it Yash playing the 2 characters. Each one of them have this emotional outburst, and to achieve that, you need to really write a very convincing story. These moments in the trailer give you a vibe, give you an understanding of where the story could go, how deep it would go with these characters, and that makes me happy, because it's just not about the action sequences, not about the intimate moments, it's also about these character moments. That's what makes the story engaging. Number 4 is Toxic is not KGF. And the trailer proves that. That has been the biggest criticism the film is getting since it was announced. And again, Yash is playing a gangster character. He has the same look with the long beard. The initial teasers, he had the same swag which we have seen in Rocky Bhai. And there was merit to this criticism. But after watching the trailer, after watching what we'll get for his character and characters he's playing, it is very different from KGF. Not just the tone and story, but also the treatment of it. Yes, there are flares that Yash's Raya character will have, which may resemble of Rocky Bhai. But there are a lot of moments which are peppered throughout the trailer, where you see a very distinct look of his character which we have not seen for Rocky Bhai. We have never seen Rocky Bhai back down, where he is frustrated. Here, for Raya's character, we get to see his vulnerable state. He's losing it. You'll actually see a downfall of his character. So it's not just gonna be a massy hero who does everything right, he has everything under control. That's not gonna be the case at all. And that takes this film away from being just a typical hero mass film, that the hero will come and he'll just solve everything like this in a swag, in slow motion. Yes, there are those elements elements, but they're leading somewhere else. The swag that Yash has created for himself through KGF films, I'm pretty sure he wants to carry that over other films, but from Toxic Trailer it feels like they will take a backseat for the narrative. And talking about that, number 5, Yash himself. Rocking star Yash playing two different characters, and honestly, you can't even tell that they are two different people. They look so different, they feel so different. Literally, Yash is trying to show his acting range through this film. I've literally seen so many people who are unable to tell that it's Yash as the Ticket's character. And the performance is different in every aspect. He has done a body transformation. He's literally jacked up as Raya, but so lean as Ticket. Of course, the facial structure, the hairdo, but also the energy, the acrobatic nature of Ticket versus the grand look of Raya. And to see them go up against each other and those sequences look so good, you definitely know there's some VFX going on here, but the performances are so good that you cannot just look away. This white-haired old Raya struggling through his way to fight against this energetic, unhinged Ticket. And what's the motivation behind it? We'll find out that in the movie. And even with Ticket's character is not just a Joker kind of character who's just chaotic, he's also backed by emotions. There's a moment of him also crying out loud. With his rage, he's just on a self-destruction mission. And that's the best villain you can have for your narrative, because all of it is emotionally charged. And if those emotions click really well in the film, we have a banger on our plate. But what do you think? Did you like the trailer? Did you not? Let me know in the comments below. Would you agree to the points I made? And I know the trailer is not the final thing. There are a lot of films where they have a great trailer, but the films don't deliver on that. And that could be the case with this film too. But that's the hope you want to have, that they deliver on their promises. And how much I understand Yash over all these years, the interviews I've seen of him, he's someone who always wants to push for something better. With KGF, he took Kannada cinema to pan India. With Toxic, he wants to go abroad. Lionsgate is involved with this film, and he wants to do it in his own style, his way of storytelling, which is grand, which is large, which is over the top, but delivering on those emotions. And if the film actually delivers and does well abroad, that will be a great thing for Indian cinema, because we have more films after that who are going global, and this film breaking out will help them also. I know there's a taste element also. These films are not for everyone, but these are the films what the masses enjoy, and if they are done well, then they have delivered what they promised, and that's what I'm looking forward to. We are more than halfway through the year, and I made a list of my top 10 films of the year so far. Definitely have a look, some wild choices. Here you can check out more about the event I went to. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.